Hey Arc Hunters, how you doing? This is Napalm Dawn and we're taking a look at the Defiance beta. Actually was in a previous weekend of Defiance a few months ago. However, there was an NDA in effect at that time, so I wasn't able to really do anything. I did get some footage, but never uploaded it anywhere. I've gone ahead and created my character. It appears there was a character wipe from the last time. So we are essentially very early on in the beta here. I've created my character and done the ego boost training, but not too much else. And we're at an early quest to go catch up with Cass.
You can forget about finding any survivor.
The reactor is overloading. Keep it going. I have the ability to hack into most computer systems. Get to that thorium reactor, and I'll see what I can do. Almost there. Keep those mutants away from the reactor.
And my shields are down at the moment, which is why we're hearing this
Let's check
blinking
out that
sound.
reactor. I'm sure we'll be able to use it to our advantage. Let's check out that reactor. I'm sure we'll be able to use it to our advantage.
I sort of feel like I have Halo's Cortana hanging out with me on
Let's
this.
check out that reactor. I'm sure we'll be able to use it to our advantage.
This is our fight!
I'm gonna go ahead and stealth here for a moment since I seem to be getting my ass kicked. Alright, now that
Let's
we've
check out that
cleared out
reactor.
a few
I'm
more
sure we'll be
baddies
able to
over
use
here,
it to our advantage.
gonna go ahead and check out the reactor.
Excellent. I was able to reactivate the fissile materials. The reactor will overload and blow this entire base off the map. But we'll need to keep the mutants from disrupting the process.
What did you do to that thing? It looks like it's going to explode!
The reactor is overloading. Keep it going. The reactor is overloading. Keep it going.
You will not survive!
Almost there.
Move up!
That thing's about to explode! Get out of here!
And this is one of our first NPC friends here at the beginning of the game. She goes
Thanks.
with you for several quests that are coming
You have
up.
an ego implant, don't you? That's amazing. First time I've ever seen one in action. You know, I think we're gonna make one hell of a team. A little backup can take you a long way in this crazy place. I'm heading to the crash site. They're gonna need help. I'm sure we'll be in contact. Arc Hunter.
One of the things I like about this game is you do get a quote-unquote mount fairly early. You get one of those quads pretty quickly into the game, and you can basically summon it at will, and when you hop off it, it sort of digitally disappears, and then you can hit the button again and pop one up wherever you want. Found it to be pretty handy, certainly quick, and it definitely helps you move around these maps at a good clip, because they are fairly big. It sort of reminds me of Fallout without the active combat system. And here's our little Cortana chick.
I need to find out if Mr. Von Bach survived.
As you can see, here
My
is
systems
all
have reached
other
the
players
threshold
just
where
like
upgrades
me.
have become available. You may now spend an ego unit. I'm picking up signals from a couple nearby evac seats. Fingers crossed that one of them belongs to Mr. Von Bach.
Alright, here is the talent grid, basically. This one is the clone, or the decoy. This one is weapon damage for overcharge. This one is the speed boost that also increases melee damage. And this is the one I went with on my prior character, which is cloaking. And then you've got some abilities around it, like... This is sort of like an infiltration-based area over here. More damage if you're higher, more damage if you're ducking, critical damage to enemies that are not in combat, so that's a surprise one over here. After your shield recharges, you deal more damage with your next shot, so sort of like an amp shot from Borderlands 2. Critical damage to enemies that are moving towards you. On a critical kill, regenerate some of your ammo reserves. And stealthy one from behind. So I'm actually gonna go with... I'm gonna go with the ammo one. I think last time I did the higher damage when attacking from behind. So you can see some boosts over here. These require the bits, which is, I believe, the real world currency in this. Here's your inventory, which is my shield, my pistol, my rifle, grenade, and here's my current loadout. Hitting space will bring up the ego menu, which is essentially like hitting an escape menu. And here's some goals over here. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see how it ties into the show. The game is going to be cross-platform, as it's going to be on the PC and several console systems. Of course, it remains to be seen whether or not... There's an example of a decoy. Remains to be seen whether or not the PC versions will be better than the console ones and everything.
This evac seat is empty. I hope whoever was in there is still alive. Somewhere.
I'll admit, I'm not quite familiar
a lot
with
of interference.
Defiance's
Get to an open
plot
area so I can scan the valley.
quite yet. I did get reasonably far in the previous beta. Mostly did things solo. Hadn't really partied up with anybody.
We're really lucky to be alive. The crash is horrifying.
Alright, we can hear some hellbugs around here. There's one right at my feet. So you can see it didn't take any damage from that fall, and it was sizable. You do have a sprint and a crouch in this.
Oh no, this person didn't make it out alive. I'm detecting a fading ego signal, which means this must have been a fellow Ark Hunter. I'm receiving several Von Bach Industry signals. One of them has to be him. Let's hurry and check them out.
There's an example of somebody on the quote-unquote mount. There goes the buggy.
Moving up!
It sort of has a Rift-esque quality that there are random world events that you could
This expedition is in
stumble
serious
upon.
jeopardy if we fail to find Mr. Von Bach. He's the only one with the knowledge to unlock the secrets of the Art Core.
We're clear!
This is not Mr. Von Bach's body. This is a tragedy. I'm estimating the death count to be at least 300.
Area
This is a deceased Von Bach Industries technician. I fear the worst. We may have lost everyone.
Go! Get over here and help me! I don't see any more.
Cash pickup, like a lot of games now, is pretty much standard. You just walk over to it, and they'll go ahead and pick it up. Items, I think you do have to hit the E key to pick them up.
This is the head of the security team. If he didn't make it, then what hope does Mr. Von Bach have?
Actually running into a decent amount more people than I did at this stage of the last beta.
My DNA scan says this is not Mr. Von Bach, but VBI employee number 130. That's not good. She was extremely important to this expedition. Whether Mr. Von Bach is alive or dead, he doesn't appear to be near the crash site. I think we're going to need some assistance in finding him. I'm receiving an SOS from Captain Grant now. I'll pass it through.
Repeat. All unarmed and injured survivors, get to cover and stay put. We will find you. All combat-capable survivors, report to the emergency HQ at the New Freedom Rally Point. ASAP.
Hey, Arc Hunter. Did you get that EREP message? Meet me at the rally point.
And here's when we're gonna get our first introduction to the dude that will kind of remind you of the guy from Pandora.
I want to know why EREP's here. Let's find the man in charge.
Repeat, the New Freedom has gone down. Heavy casualties suffered. Does anyone copy? Captain Grant, sir. The terraforming interference
Keep
is...
trying, Corporal. You keep talking to that thing until your voice gives out. Do you understand?
Sir.
I recognize you. You're one of Von Bach's army. But who are you? And what are you doing in my base of operations?
Name's Cass. Wait. Did you just say Von Bach? As in Von Bach Industries? The dude they call Death's Merchant? What exactly is going on
It's
here?
none of your concern, is it?
Sir, we have at least 200 confirmed dead, and nearly twice that injured. With no chance of evac, we don't have nearly enough medical personnel or supplies, sir.
Recon spotted a rundown medical center nearby. Send one of your men to shake it down for supplies.
Yes, sir. Sir, hostiles on the ridge are sniping the rescue team. Unless they can get into the strato in the next 35 minutes. Sir, survivors on decks 4 through 7 will likely burn alive.
That will not happen, Sergeant. Pull everyone back, but you tell those men trapped in the strato that we will get them out.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Eisenhower! Those snipers used to be EMC. Just a bunch of bloodthirsty mutants now.
You're telling me that those things are Earth military coalition.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
cut this screen short so I can get back into the game before I have to close up the video. And we'll see if maybe... might not have my mount quite yet. Alright, so there you go. There's a early look at the Defiance beta. Seems like it'll be a fun game, and thanks for checking out the video.